The greatest Olympic basketball moment of the modern era didn't just happen. It felt like the closing scene of a dynasty. But by the time Los Angeles 2028 arrives, that dynasty could be on its final breath. If you love real basketball breakdowns and smart Olympic projections like this, make sure you're locked in with Ball IQ Zone. The next 4 years are about to reshape Team USA forever. Here's the reality. Most of the core veterans who carried the last run will be nearly 40 years old by 2028. 7 of the 10 heavy-minute players from the last Olympics will be deep into their late 30s. And yet, 2 legends might not be done. Kevin Durant has openly expressed interest in playing again. By 2028, he'd be around 39, turning 40. That sounds wild. Until you remember, he's already one of the greatest Olympic scorers in history. His experience, his calm in big moments, his international resume, that matters. And inside USA basketball circles, loyalty carries weight. If KD wants in, the door isn't exactly closed. Then there's Stephen Curry. He'll also be around 40. But when you're the greatest shooter the game has ever seen, age doesn't automatically disqualify you. Olympic basketball shrinks the floor, shooting expands it. And in pressure moments, gravity like his changes everything. So do the math. There are only 12 roster spots. If 2 are potentially leaning toward aging superstars, that leaves 10. And there are roughly 20 high-level American players who could realistically argue they deserve one. That's where this becomes complicated. Because replacing legends isn't just about star powers. It's about balance. It's about defense. It's about fit. And it's about the bigger global picture. International basketball is no longer a formality. France snapped a 25-game U.S. Olympic win streak in Tokyo group play. Serbia nearly erased another American run before a late comeback. The world is deeper, more skilled, more confident. And here's the uncomfortable truth. The American pipeline hasn't felt automatic in recent years. Since 2018, U.S.-born MVPs have been rare. Defensive Player of the Year awards? Limited American dominance there too. Meanwhile, draft boards are filled with international stars. But there's hope. The last 2 drafts have reloaded the American talent pool with elite prospects. The future isn't empty, it's just unproven. And historically, Team USA rarely hands multiple roster spots to players 21 or younger. That young prodigy slot? It's usually just 1. If someone like Cooper Flagg claims it, the rest of the roster must lean experience and reliability, which means every single decision matters. This can't be an all-star popularity contest. We just saw elite names sit while role players played critical minutes. In international basketball, fit beats fame. So the real question isn't who's famous, it's who actually wins gold. Why did certain superstars sit in past Olympics while others played? Because international basketball doesn't reward status, it rewards role acceptance. If you can't defend, move without the ball, or sacrifice touches, you won't close games. That's the first rule of building Team USA in 2028. Traditionally, the roster construction is simple. 9 perimeter players, 3 true bigs. Balance over flash. So let's begin with the core stars. The names that feel close to automatic if healthy. If Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry are serious about returning, that's already 2 perimeter spots spoken for. Add Anthony Edwards, and you have the future face of American basketball. By 2028, Edwards will be in his prime. He already proved in international play that his athleticism and downhill pressure translate. He's not just a highlight scorer, he competes defensively and embraces big moments. If healthy, he's a foundational lock. Next comes Jason Tatum. His Olympic journey has been complicated. In Tokyo, he was the second leading scorer behind Durant during the gold medal run. In the most recent Olympics, despite being All-NBA and fresh off a championship season, his minutes fluctuated heavily. That wasn't disrespect, it was depth. When margins are razor thin, coaches shorten rotations. But long-term value matters. Tatum is entering his absolute prime years by 2028. Size, shot creation, defensive versatility. He fits international play perfectly. That gives us 4 major perimeter pillars. Then there's Devin Booker, one of the most important glue stars in recent Team USA runs. He embraced the do-the-little-things role when needed. Cut harder, defended, played off ball. That willingness is priceless in FIBA competition. Team USA remembers players who sacrifice for gold. Another near lock, Bam Adebayo, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, defensive anchor, switchable big. Bam's mobility is critical against international teams that space the floor and move the ball sharply. And with Erik Spoelstra now holding a major leadership role within USA Basketball, familiarity only strengthens Bam's standing. He understands schemes, he communicates, he defends guards and centers alike. That's invaluable. So now we potentially have 6 strong candidates: Durant, Curry, Edwards, Tatum, Booker, Adebayo. Now it gets tense. Guards are the deepest American position. With Curry and Booker likely filling 2 backcourt spots, there may only be room for one more true lead guard. Cade Cunningham is extremely difficult to ignore. By 2028, he will be entering his prime years. His size at the point guard position, shot creation ability, and control of tempo translate beautifully to the slower, more physical FIBA game. The global point guard hierarchy is fierce. Luka Doncic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander sit at the top internationally. But among Americans, Cade projects near the very top tier. His decision-making and composure give him an edge in tournament settings. That doesn't mean others aren't deserving. Names like Tyrese Halliburton, Jalen Brunson, and Tyrese Maxey will be part of serious debates. But roster math is ruthless. Now the wings. With Tatum and Durant occupying 2 wing spots, there are likely 3 remaining openings for versatile, defense-first impact players. And this is where Cooper Flagg enters the picture. Flagg will be just 21 in 2028, but unlike most young Olympic hopefuls, he'll likely have multiple NBA seasons under his belt. He built early buzz by holding his own against veterans on USA Select teams. His defensive instincts, weak-side rim protection, and willingness to guard multiple positions scream international role star. He doesn't need 20 shots. He needs stops, hustle plays, and smart reads. And in an Olympic basketball, that might matter more than hype. This is where things get uncomfortable. Because once you lock in your stars, the final roster spots aren't about popularity. They're about matchups. And in 2028, one matchup will haunt Team USA more than any other: Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. If the Americans meet Canada in a gold medal game, you need a perimeter defender who can disrupt elite shot creators without demanding offensive touches. That's where Amen Thompson becomes incredibly valuable. His half-court defense, length, and lateral quickness give him a specific job: pick up the toughest guard and make life miserable. He doesn't need 18 points. He needs stops. Yes, Scotty Barnes will be in the conversation. His versatility is real. But offensively, much of what Barnes provides overlaps with what Tatum, Edwards, and Durant already bring. Amen offers something different: defensive chaos. And in FIBA play, one lockdown defender can swing a medal. Now here's where it gets controversial. The final wing spot goes to a specialist. And in international basketball, shooting specialists are nuclear weapons. The shorter 3-point line. No defensive 3-second rule. Tighter spacing. Shooting bends the geometry of the game. That's why a player like Dalton Knecht becomes fascinating. He just broke rookie 3-point records and projects as one of the purest young shooters in the American pipeline. By 2028, he'll have multiple NBA seasons refining his off-ball movement. In the Olympics, one hot quarter can end a semifinal. You don't draft Knecht for isolation. You draft him to detonate a zone defense. Now the bigs. 3 spots. One already belongs to Bam Adebayo. The next likely belongs to Chet Holmgren. His skill set is tailor-made for modern international play. He spaces the floor, protects the rim, switches onto guards, and consistently sits in Defensive Player of the Year conversations. Against global giants like Victor Wembanyama or Nikola Jokic, you cannot rely on traditional centers alone. You need length and mobility. Yes, there's a competitive edge between Chet and Wembanyama. That rivalry only adds intensity. But Holmgren's versatility outweighs the drama. For the final big, the decision becomes philosophical. Evan Mobley might be the more polished two-way player overall. But roster construction isn't about stacking similar archetypes. With Chet already providing length and finesse, what this team lacks is brute force. That's where Jalen Duren fits. He rebounds, he plays physical, he absorbs contact. International basketball can get rugged. Duren gives you a body to battle inside, set crushing screens, and control the glass. Roll over reputation. And yes, that means major snubs. Paolo Banchero, Tyrese Maxey, Jaylen Brown. Others will have strong arguments. But Olympic windows are fragile. A year ago, trajectories looked different. Injuries happen, development stalls, new stars rise. 2 NBA seasons can completely reshape the hierarchy. every projected player must sustain or elevate their level through 2028. That's not guaranteed. So here's the bottom line. The Avengers era of automatic dominance is fading. The rest of the world isn't intimidated anymore. Canada is loaded. France has generational talent. Serbia is surgical. The gap is thinner than ever. But the American pipeline is reloading. If USA Basketball balances legacy with youth, defense with shooting, stars with specialists, Los Angeles 2028 could feel historic. If they miscalculate, gold is not promised. And in modern international basketball, that's the real pressure.